Hey, it's James Willoughby reporting on the Austin real estate market again. Our weekly report has some unusual findings. If I were to tell you that more homes went pending last week than the same time frame a year ago, would you believe me? Would you? Well, it's true. And I was kind of blown away by this statistic, and I want to show you um, the information here to validate that statement. So at the week ending March the 5th here, we had 840 homes go pending. Okay. Um, that's interesting because if you go and look at the same week last year, ending on the same Sunday last week or last year, um, look at that. We had 656. If you're looking at that screen there, 656 homes went pending in the same time period. So we've sold nearly 200 homes more the same week this year, than last year. I'm kind of blown away by that. Now, keep in mind, they were both very inventory constrained markets. In fact, if we go back to the same time period last year, as you may remember, the total number of I'm going too fast here. If we look at the active listings here, um, we were under 3,000 listings. Okay. So now we moved my face here. now we're somewhere in the, I'm really messing up here. Come on. There we go. All right. So now we're just under, it's like 7,500 listings. So pretty big difference between the amount of homes for sale. So, but still based on the, basic wisdom of how many homes should be for sale in a balanced market, we should have closer to in my opinion, a 4-month supply. A lot of experts say 6 months supply, but if we go back to the supply graph here, weeks of inventory graph, we could see that we have been as high as 20 weeks of inventory, whereas in that same time period last year, we were like at 5 weeks or less. Well, now we're just under 10 weeks of inventory. So the inventory graph is looking good for sellers. And quite honestly, if you're a buyer, you should probably move on something pretty quick before prices bump up a little bit. Now, the one graph I'm always talking about, if you're listening to any of my videos, is this new listings versus pendings. Now, this week, first time in several weeks where we saw the number of homes go on the market exceed the number that went pending in the same week. But if statistically, it's kind of an anomaly because you had 876 homes versus 840 that went pending. So pretty even. So no concerns there. Now we're going into spring break, so it should be interesting to see what happens. I know based on what our photographer's telling us, they're booked at least a week out, and typically, in the beginning of the spring here, we can pretty much pick any day we want. Now we're taking photos next week for homes that we're scheduling today. So it's a little bit tight. So we know inventory is coming. But as you can see, the demand keeps building. 840. That's pretty decent number of homes that sold, especially compared to this time last year. So let's see what happens next week. I'm excited to talk to you about that, and we will be happy to present that information then. Talk to you soon. If you have any questions, by the way, please either ask them below in the on the YouTube channel or get with us direct, and we'll be happy to answer those. Thanks.